Once you've installed Skype, it's time to start enjoying its many features. But before you really get going, you will need a Microsoft account or a username. If you don't have one already, the quickest option is to log in with Facebook, which automatically passes all of the required data to Skype. If you don't have a Microsoft or Facebook account, or you don't want to use Facebook, are required, though there are some fields that can be left empty if you want. You have to choose a Skype ID, which is the name you'll give to friends you want to call and with which you'll
Hello, hello, checking. Hello.
IBMC UAE. IBMC Financial Professionals Group. UAE India B2B Centre, the gateway of international business and investments.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of IBMC Global Networks Group, I, Latifa, welcome you all present here today. And thank you all to gather here and giving us this opportunity to be with you all. IBMC Financial Professionals Group has been established by international financial professionals, and the group has emerged within a very short span of time to an internationally recognized, trusted financial service destination for global investors as a great weight of investments and related services. IBMC Group holds its business focus in the areas of international investments and consultancies, international business training and education, international law and compliance, international tax and audit, and international business consultancies. IBMC Group holds its key business focus in the areas of international investment services, including foreign direct investment, foreign institutional investment, qualified foreign portfolio investment, QFPI, business and projects investment, international fund setup and services, international business services including UAE, India, B2B business portal services, international business setup services, compliance, feasibility studies on business and sectors, business intermediary service, business service outsourcing, financial institutions, mid and back office service, digital and information technology services, international financial empowerment solution, including international startups and innovation labs, professional financial empowerment programs, and events industry, seminars, and workshops, international legal and compliance services, international residency advisory services, and corporate social responsibilities, CSR initiatives. About UAE India Business Fest. UAE India Business Fest 2017 is a first of its kind platform, comprises industry talks, industry project presentations, executions of business and investment agreements, private business and investment business meetings, exclusive B2B lounge to showcase and scheduling business and investment discussions on upcoming sector-wise projects. Investors and business groups from both countries were able to identify, analyze, and explore the opportunities that UAE and India is offering. Through this platform, multiple projects from business incubations to public-private partnerships was showcased in an effective manner to the right class of business community, including India Business Group. UAE national and other nationalities located in UAE, India, and other countries. Industry workshops and seminars were led by team comprises of group of industry professionals from UAE, India, and overseas, who are experts and have the ability to provide practical guidance on all aspects of business in both countries. Key focus on topics discussed were on the recent bilateral treaties signed between India and UAE. Industry talks and projects proposals showcase the possibilities and new arena of business and investments to the participating investors and business class. This fest activities will be held at all 7 emirates and which will show the strength of each emirate's business and investment opportunities. UAE India Business Fest 2017 started on 20th March 2017 from Dubai Emirate, Armani Hotel, Burj Khalifa. Second program conducted on 10th of May 2017 at Sharjah Emirate, at Sharjah Chamber of Commerce headquarters, and today in this third program Business Fest will explore sector-wise possibilities of Ajman Emirate, which will connect and materialize business and investments between UAE and India. Business Fest 2017 will focus more support to the Ajman economical development and diversification plans by the way of conducting business workshops and industry seminars for business and investment diversifications. There will be industry workshop till evening 7 p.m., followed by industry seminars. Unlike in other events, UAE India Business Fest provides the opportunity to have direct one-to-one meeting discussions with our key speakers for the day. We have dedicated business lounge facility and any of our invitees interested to have one-to-one meeting with any of the panelists and register at our counters. UAE India Business Fest participants' business benefits are complimentary listing of your organization in UAE India B2B portal, 1 year post-event support complimentary to your organization, private business meet with industry leaders at India UAE B2B lounge during the event day, 17 sectors business research report as complimentary by email, various sectors presentations from industry leaders by email, sector-wise presentations, case studies and research information, business and industry workshops and panel discussions, business and industry seminars and presentations, business networking opportunities with industry leaders, free consultation on UAE government services for various business opportunities, and complimentary invitation to our future selected events. I officially invite Mr. Satish Kumar PK, CEO and Managing Director, IBMC Financial Professional Group, to please come on the stage. Satish Kumar has more than 20 years of experience in the global financial service sector, where he has held positions with major stock exchanges, financial institutions, financial brokerage houses, and prominent financial intermediaries internationally. He is an inspirational leader, visionary and strategic thinker who is adept at identifying unique business opportunities by utilizing today's cutting-edge technology to create and launch innovative investment products and services internationally. Sajid is the master brain to start IBMC Group in 2010 in creating 4-pillar strategy for the financial service industries, which comprises international financial education, international tax and audits, international legal and compliance, and international investments through IBMC Group. In UAE, Mr. Sajid, along with His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Hamid, initiated for the CSR concepts such as UAE India Business Portal, UAE India Business Center, and also UAE India Business Fest to build more business relationships and opportunities in all major sectors across the business classes between UAE India, especially supporting for government PPP and private projects of both the countries. After meeting the compliance requirements of India and UAE, Mr. Sajid Kumar had taken initiative to open first qualified foreign investor account to India in the name of UAE National Investor. India's new initiative started in 2013, allowing for foreign nationals to invest to India, and now it is named as Foreign Portfolio Investor. Sajid's initiatives had taken UAE's financial service industry into a new phase with international compliance, IT, and finance policies. His leadership has received UAE's most prestigious award, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Business Award, in finance category in 2012, Corporate Social Responsibility Award from Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, UAE in 2013, and Arab Achievement Award in 2010 in Leader in Finance category. Sajid have given innovative contributions to UAE industry, including client segregated bank account system in association with Emirates NBD, one of the largest bank in Middle East, global cash management system in 2010 with UAE Exchange, in 2011 CSR project Emirates Investor Saving Plan, in 2016 Emirates Investor Empowerment Campaign with Emirates Securities and Commodities Authorities, UAE, Dubai, Multi-Commodities Center, Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange with the support of United Nations Global Compact, UAE, BSc Institute, IBMC Group, Al Hamad Group, CDSL, India, ICSI India and CEO Clubs UAE. Mr. Sajid is the guest lecturer for management colleges in India, UAE and frequent guest speaker at industry conferences, roundtables and panel discussions that cater to the global financial service sector. He is also actively involved with multimedia, mobile internet broadcast, web and print events. And he is highly regarded as a financial industry leader and often provides global market updates to the media from UAE and India. Mr. Sajid is one of the executive board members of CEO Clubs connected with 22 countries and contributing his valuable guidance in the area of financial service sector.
Very good morning to all of you and a warm welcome. Eid Mubarak. So today, Ajman Emirate is witnessing third program of UAE India Business Festival 2017. The major objectives to support UAE economy and India economy, where the world is looking for a new era of business and investments. So we know that the oil era is changed and coming to the different diversified economical activities. Back in India, so what we were experiencing for the past years and years, now the beginning of new year of GST, and after the monetization programs, lot of the industrial policies are coming up. So this program for tomorrow. Definitely after completing Dubai program and Sharjah program, we were focusing more into 12 sectors diversification, where that will directly support the economical growth of both the countries. We are sure that, so we are also trying to support SME and MSME sector people, where they can come down to UAE from India, and the UAE SME players, they can also come up through this platform and providing their experience and their targets, which are sharing with the public. We know that this forum is not as small, so we have opened up to the public. So this program is live. This is to empower, as a part of CSR, to empower women entrepreneurship, young entrepreneurship, and also to promote and support the domestic players back in India and UAE. Through our UAE India B2B portal, IBMC provides the elevation from the domestic status to international by listing the domestic players, the logo and their company details into our UAEindiab2b.com portal. Not only limiting to that, we are providing the services as a CSR part, UAE India B2B Center. UAE India B2B Center, we are providing all kind of the compliance, legal supports. We are providing tax and audit supports. We are providing the empowerment and education support to make a good business in future and also making good investors to both economies. UAE India B2B Fest 2017, we have started we know that we are taking the responsibility to go to each and every emirate and exploring the opportunities. So we have already done at Dubai and Sharjah. Today we are in Ajman Emirate. So we are focusing more into SME sector, and sector-wise if we are focusing, we know that the tourism sector, then it is coming up, even though the agricultural is coming up, the new sector, import-export is coming up, the re-export is also coming up. Nearly 12 sectors we are also covering today. And from the panel discussions, the industry leaders are also coming up, and they are also sharing their future thoughts for these new industries. Why these 12 industries are coming mainly from SME and MSME sector? UAE, India, we know that the trade and business are happening from the MNC level. So MNC, from the MNC to SME, MSME sector, there is a huge vacuum where if we are supporting to that, we are also taking as our CSR responsibility for supporting India business and investors and UAE business class and investors for making that the vision of the both countries tied up for making 2020 by making $100 billion of trade. I hope that the entire business class people, investors who gathered here and who all are listening outside this venue across the globe through our IBMC network, and we are wishing all the success to your business and investments. And again, we hope that you will explore these opportunities where today, starting from now and until 9:30 night, so various sessions we are making for the benefits of investors and business class. Thank you so much, and I hope that you will make maximum benefit from this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Satish Kumar, for the valuable information and letting everyone know the opportunities we offer. Now I call upon Mr. Anup PS, CBO and ED IBMC Global Networks, to tell us about UAE India Business Fest 2017 Ajman Emirate Perspective. Mr. Anup PS, an MBA University first rank holder with specialization in finance and marketing, has over 14 years of managerial experience in business development, investment management, risk management, compliance, project management, financial training, and education spanning UAE, India, and Qatar. From a project manager handling corporate projects in India to managing and marketing financial products abroad, Mr. Anup went on to head IBMC Financial Professionals Group, where he is actively involved in the strategic planning and positioning of the brand, in addition to driving the marketing, sales, investment management, and compliance functions, and developing alternative revenue channels. Mr. Anup has conducted over 400 training sessions in UAE and India on various topics related to investment management. He is currently operating as the Chief Business Officer and Executive Director of the group. He was part of building up a new business and model in financial services in UAE, which ultimately resulted in achieving the highest national recognition in UAE for his company. He has also been involved with numerous CSR and social initiatives with the organizations that he has been associated with, and he's also guest lecturer for management colleges in India.
Thank you for the introduction. Once again, welcome all of you to UAE India Business Fest, our program in Ajman. I can see a lot of familiar faces here. I have personally interacted with many of you, and thank you very much for coming in. We have a full day session here today. In fact, as Mr. Sajid was nicely explaining to you, UAE India Business Fest, it's a new initiative by IBMC Group, which we started in 2017. And the basic reason behind starting this UAE India Business Fest was the initiative taken by the UAE Ministry as well as India government. In January 26, we all know that both the governments signed nearly 14 treaties, opening a lot of opportunities for business corporations and business opportunities. They've a big door was opened between both the countries. So after that initiative, we can see that out of the 14 treaties, there is treaties in agriculture, SME sector. There are many sectors in which a large opportunity is coming up between these countries. So the key idea of UAE India Business First is to bring in the expert members from India as well as from UAE and highlight what are the upcoming opportunities coming between these countries. This is not only the business-wise project details, there are a lot of associated things, the compliance requirements, the legal requirements, how the fund routing has to be run. When you are investing in the country from India, when you are coming to UAE, what are the regulatory requirements to be considered? Similarly, when you are going to India, what are the regulatory requirements? Once you invest your funds, how you can take back your funds, how to secure your ownership details. There are a lot of things involved in this one. The moment when you come to know that there are a treaty signed between India and UAE, people have the first question. Okay, the treaties are signed, opportunities are coming up. What should I do now? UAE India Business First is giving the answer to that. What is the next step? How you can go about it and do the next opportunities, how you can capitalize on that particular thing. To this effect, what we have done is that this is not a single day effort. Seeing this opportunity even before, what IBMC was doing is that we have set key 4 pillars in our group. If you go to our IBMC website, you can see that we are into a center of excellence. We have a joint this thing with Bombay Stock Exchange Institute and IBMC. It's BIL IBMC Center of Excellence, which is providing expert guidance on many areas, including the business setups and other things. So we have a tie-up there. We do have ILNFS and IBMC Center of International Investment, which is supporting for the international investment routing between the countries. We do have an international tax and audit center back in India. And we are, in fact, the pioneers in the International Law and Compliance Center from India. And of course, our lawyer is also available here. He's taking his sessions today. The reason is that the moment you say that investment routing has to be done, the first question is that all legal compliance requirement has been taken care of or not. You need to have the expertise to guide. Then only there is a possibility that the investment routings and other things can be done. So IBMC has already set all the key pillars required to support the business community in this regard. And after that only we are coming to the private space. So what we did is that our first event was conducted in Burj Khalifa in Armani. That was for the Dubai Emirate. Identifying the opportunities in Dubai Emirate, showcasing this opportunity to the Indian community, and bringing Indian community and showcasing what is the opportunity available in Dubai, especially the Expo 2020 and upcoming a lot of opportunities coming in. After that, we did the session in Sharjah Chamber of Commerce, again, highlighting the opportunities of Sharjah Emirate. And simultaneously, we were bringing the expertise from India as well, because a lot of developments are happening in all these Emirates. So why IBMC is conducting these programs in all the Emirates is that we need to identify and we need to show this to the public that these are the facilities and opportunities available in this Emirate. Unless and until we showcase this particular thing, people will not be knowing it. Now, another important thing, what is coming in UAE? It's a very, very positive thing. The industry is getting regulated. Many people are seeing it as a negative thing. But on the contrary, it's a very positive thing. When large companies, listed companies from India or other countries, when they want to come and operate here, the first thing they are asking is that whether the economy is regulated or not. There is proper regulation, whether the government is asking any reports from the business community or not. Unless and until there is such a reporting system, the regulatory system is not so strong. So now, with the introduction of VAT, and already in January 2017, we have the bankruptcy law, which has already been started. These things are increasing the credibility of UAE as whole. And outside companies and industries are looking at UAE in a much better interest. So this is the time we need to identify the potential of our country, that UAE, and we have to showcase that these are the opportunities in each emirate, because each emirate has something special to offer. The kind of business which you can do comfortably in Dubai, the same thing if you come to Ajman, it will be a different case. You have many other things, because Ajman Free Zone and other things are offering much better choices for the free zone related, warehouse related things, manufacturing things. Sharjah and Ajman is giving much more emphasis on those kind of things. Whereas financial service related things and all, you will be having a better choice there in Dubai. So each emirate, it is complementary. So everything is complementary and each emirate has its own specialities that has to be highlighted. So that we will be bringing through our UAE India Business Fest. We have the expert people, different panelists are here, and they will be highlighting this kind of opportunities in front of our audience. Now, Going forward, today we will have the industry workshops. Industry workshops, we have expert panel members available here. This is not like the normal events which is conducted in UAE. What we do here is that the expert panel member will be coming and presenting his paper. After the paper, we have a Q&A session. You can directly ask the questions and you can clarify it. Post that, you can request for a one-to-one meeting. We have the business launch set up there. The next room, it is available. If you need to clarify certain things with a one-to-one meeting and all, you can just mention to our registration desk outside. They will make the arrangement for that. You can have a one-to-one discussion and identify and understand like what are the opportunities available and what way you can go forward, because many things cannot be asked in the Q&A session. So that is another advantage here. So that can be utilized, and request all of you to utilize the same thing. And today, coming back to the Ajman Emirate event, we have different free zone related sessions which is being conducted, import-export sessions. In the evening session, the seminar, we are covering a lot of things. So the main seminars will be in the 7 o'clock session, we will be covering a lot of things about the Ajman Emirate. And our opening session itself is about Ajman Emirate tourism opportunity. And we have a very eminent personality to come and present the same thing. We'll be giving a lot of introduction, because a lot of introduction is needed for him. And like that, we will be taking the session forward. And I request all of you to take the benefit of the one-to-one interaction possibility through our business launch. And one more information I just want to share with you is that because of the flood which has happened in, it's not flood, it's the heavy rain in Mumbai, many of our guests are unable to reach here, because yesterday after 11 o'clock, there is no flights coming from Mumbai. So 3 of our speakers will be joining us through video conferencing, and we'll be taking the session. We'll not be missing any session. We'll be doing all these things, but it will be via video conferencing. We have just made the arrangement. That is why it took a little bit time delay for us to arrange the things. We are extremely sorry for the same thing, but we will be in track and we'll be doing it. And as we have mentioned, I request your full cooperation and participation. And at any point of time, in case of any requirement, please feel free to contact me. We'll be at your service at all times. And this is a business first. And the objective is to make sure that we are materializing the opportunity. Any possible business opportunity or any idea which you see that, okay, this is possible, IBMC support is coming post-event. You understand that after the discussions and seminars presentation, what we are doing it here, there is a business possibility in which you can associate. We are here to take it forward. Now, if you feel that in India, now for example, now we have agriculture industry, one presentation is coming in the last session. There are industry sessions, different industries opportunity which will be highlighted in different this thing. Separate industry-wise sessions and presentations are being done. Sometimes this will click in your mind. Okay, this is the area which I can explore more. In that case, note it down, get in touch with us, we will take it forward. Similar way in UAE as well. What are the opportunities which is coming in through the presenter and these things? You understand this is a possibility. Do let us know. We will help you. We will sit with you. We will take it to the next level. And we make sure that it is implemented. So thank you very much for your time. We'll go with the sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anops. Now we will begin with the Industrial and Business Workshop. The first session of UAE India Business Fest 2017 scheduled with business workshop designed to address industry needs. The workshop will start from it has already started and cover UAE India projects and opportunities from startups to PPP along with sector-wise presentations. The workshop will host industry panel discussions, question and answer sessions with the participation of industry leaders from major business sectors. There will be specially designed B2B lounge for one-to-one project and investment discussions based on registrations. UAE India Business Fest B2B lounge will be the platform to sign various projects and investment contracts in different sectors for UAE and India. Now, I call upon Dr. Tariq A. Nizami to talk about tourism opportunities, a special focus to Ajman Emirate. Tariq Ahmed Nizami, Tariq Ahmed Nizami is the founder of CEO Clubs Network worldwide, having its local chapter CEO Clubs UAE, which is the largest business networking club in the world, having presence in 24 countries with more than 16,000 exclusive elite CEOs, and high executives member worldwide. CEO Club Network holds regular exclusive business events in Dubai and other parts of the world to provide platform for international businessmen to meet local businessmen to explore and connect business opportunities between elite exclusive member worldwide. He has education from USA with more than 35 years of experience by heading an international holding company which has interest in real estate, gold, gold and diamond, oil, trading, travel, entertainment, media, hospitality, CEO Clubs Network, medical, charitable institution, fashion, education, financial and information technology. Tariq Ahmed Nizami has received more than 22 international awards and appreciations, including United States Presidential Medal 1989, USA and Middle East Award Masterclass Entrepreneur of the Year by GCC Chamber of Commerce and Industry in 2012. He is also the United Nations Global Compact Initiative representative in UAE and UN UAE Steering Committee member and an executive director of Hollywood Studios International, Los Angeles, USA, which makes Hollywood movies. He is also the CEO of CEO Clubs, holding a group parent company. I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I'd like to thank the UAE India Business Fest 2017 management and Mr. Satish Kumar for giving the opportunity to me to speak. I think it's a great initiative, and this initiative already in 2 Emirates, and this is the 3rd Emirate, and I think we all are looking forward to see the other Emirates, how this platform, this initiative can help the India business community and the UAE business community to understand. Today, we are in Ajman, and I want to, today my subject is the tourism opportunities in Ajman. As we all know, the Ajman is one of the smallest emirate in UAE, but have its own niche of a market, having great opportunities in different sectors. The location is very close to all the logistics, the port and airport and everything. We as a CEO Club always like to take the opportunities of opportunities like Ajman to take it to the world. Why? Because we feel that the new emerging markets or new emerging locations is always good opportunity for the startups and different people. Emirates ruler have a vision that to keep the Emirate into the technology, and I understand is one of the smart cities project that is working in Ajman also, that it would be coming up very soon. CEO Club always also promote not only the specific Emirate, but in different industries, especially the distribution and the trading part of a different Emirate. Ajman, as you know, is a cultural hub of UAE, the Arab culture, and have a great locations. They have a great free zone. I understand the Ajman free zone is one of the best is upcoming. And they have a lot of different options for even for startups. I understand they have even a monthly payment plan. So anybody at any budget can fit into this Ajman free zone, which have from all industries, import, export, and hospitality, and different industries, that they can have their own free zone companies set up in the Ajman free zone, which great initiative, and I think great support they provide to his trade license owners. As we all know, like I say, the Ajman is the cultural hub, plus is also in hospitality. If you look at it, where we are in this resort, and if you look at left and right, they're all international brands are present here in UAE, in Ajman, and Sheraton, like Fairmount, and with the hotel we are in. So that means there is a big hospitality or hotel industry market here. Because the tourists, when they're coming to UAE, they're looking for the culture, they're looking for good beaches, they're looking for good environment, safety. And I think Ajman is one of those Emirates that have all that solution and very small place and very comfort feeling. So I think Ajman can be one of the hospitality hub of the region because they have great beaches and everything. So there are a lot of opportunities related to the hospitality industry. And I think if you look at the occupancy rate, there are multiple nationalities that they are coming into Ajman and making big investment in different sectors and everything. There are strategic planning and objectives I think that different people have into the Ajman. But let me just share with you a little bit about what is CEO Club is. You know, we are an international organization that founded more than 3 decades ago in US. And our focus is that to be a part of a success of the businesses of different industries. We are in UAE since for more than 11 years, having more than 800 companies part of our network. We only have high executives as part of our network. So we are focusing with the high network individuals locally, regionally, and internationally. We have more than 16,000 CEOs in more than 24 countries now. And there's only by invitation membership. So these are the members, the companies, they only take benefit from us and everything. Innovation, I think in technology is one of the key part of anything we do in the current environment. We have a CEO Club Innovation Center, that we have an agreement with Dubai government, that we meet the education sector, the transportation sector. So anything to do with those industries, we give an input and see how innovation can be incorporated. We have a mobile app, you know, all the common things on online TV channel to give a platform to our international business community to stay in touch and everything. We have like a LinkedIn CEO Club platform. It's called CEO Club Connect, where all the members and opportunities are connected and everything. And Ajman is already incorporated in our system. Success is always that we all like to see, but we have to work for those success. And always, like I say, a good plan today is better. Ajman, again, coming back to it, you know, the culture-wise, environment-wise, beaches-wise, new construction-wise, I think there are a lot of opportunities. There are education is a big sector, healthcare, especially medical tourism. I think the Ajman have good new hospitals are coming. I think medical tourism could be one of the major things in Ajman that we all should focus on and see how we can incorporate ourselves now to be a part of it and everything. Ajman have to be ready to all it is. Even the expo, which is happening in Dubai, but I think it's happening for UAE and for the world. So Ajman can take a really good mileage from the expo 2020. But we all have to be, all the companies or the private sector has to be ready now for this millions of extra tourists who will come to UAE. And I'm sure Ajman will take a fair share of those tourism business. So they have to have the infrastructure, they have to have the services, they have to have the need of those tourists. And again, I say these tourists are not only coming to sightseeing it, they all tourists, actually, they are business people or they work for some company. So there are opportunities if they see, they will come back as a business person to this Emirate. So the vision, mission, strategy, and action plan is very important for any organization, for any government part and everything else. And we are very focused on our things, how we do in CEO Club. We are assistants to multiple government, multiple private sector organizations. Even just to share with you that China had made the first man-made island like Palm. They are launching next year. And out of 60 organizations worldwide, they choose CEO Club as their international marketer and concept creator. So we are the advisor for the China first man-made island. What that means that there is opportunities that through CEO Club that would be coming into China and coming out of China from different sectors and everything. We always believe nothing is impossible. It's up to you how to be and how to achieve your targets. Opportunities always are created. We all have to create opportunity and work for and be very focused. And again, I use the word focus, F-O-C-U-S, that means follow on course until successful. And I think if we focus ourselves, focus our business, focus our vision and mission, and very clearly, we all can reach to our targets. CEO Club is always there as a platform, the initiative to support the UAE India business initiative or any initiative to that. I leave this picture to you to understand that what is CEO Club and how we help in the local business community and everything else. But I want to thank Mr. Sajid Kumar. I thank the whole team and you for listening me and giving me the opportunity to share the thoughts that I have regarding the Emirates. And I always say in last, definitely happy and healthy is important, but I always say in last that let's learn from past to correct our present for a better future for all of us. And Ajman is one of those Emirates I think we invest in today. There definitely be of great returns in coming years. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tariq. Please stay back. I request Mr. Sajid Kumar to give away the memento as a token of appreciation. Thank you. Our next speaker for today is Mr. Neeraj Agarwal. He's joining us on video conference from Mumbai. He will talk on the changing economy and opportunities of family office business and corporate business in India.
No, wait. We'll finish the mic. Sir.
Okay. My voice can't.
Hello.
Is it better? Yeah. Is it transmitting now? Okay. Loud.
Okay, Neeraj.
Yeah. I'm able to hear you.
Speaker, what is the speaker?
Yes. Better now?
Yeah, Neeraj.
Yeah. Is my voice getting? Yeah, is it better? I'm calling Sameer. Sameer. Possible. Somehow it seems possible. Apology. I just make up. If you can give that. कुछ नहीं है बहुत सिंपल प्रोसेस है Yes, hi. Possible? Oh, great. Can I start? Good, great. Good morning, everyone. Apologies for not being present there because of torrential rains in Mumbai since yesterday. Tough day yesterday because I was getting off early morning today. I'm sure weather Allah. I would like to start by thanking the board, director board of IBMC for fighting the third program of UAE Business Fest. We sincerely of IBMC to enable exploring business both in the sector and the new sector. And I'm sure it will benefit good businesses and their leaders. The I would like to share my thoughts includes changing economic and opportunity of family of business and corporate. Okay. The subject on which I would like to share my thoughts is changing economy and opportunity of family businesses in Qatar. Okay. Sure.
Apologize for the inconvenience. Due to some technical glitch, we are not able to connect with Mr. Neeraj. We'll connect him in next 5 minutes.
Yeah, am I audible? Okay. So I would like to share my thoughts on the subject, which is changing economy and opportunities for family businesses and corporates. India, let me just cover a brief about India. Currently, India is recovering from a temporary effects of demonetization. Having said that, the World Bank, in its latest estimate, has projected 7.2% growth rate for India. This is for the current year, which is much higher than what was done for the last year, which was 6.8. India still remains one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. Having said that, there have been some amount of cash shortage and other difficulties which has happened because of demonetization. But with the easing of cash shortage, rising exports, increase in government spending, and capital formation has particularly offset soft private investment. In the last few years, India has taken several steps to ensure long-term economic growth, and long-term economic growth is possible only with strong and dynamic policy framework. In India, we have seen numerous positive steps like introduction of GST, introduction of bankruptcy code, easing of FDI rules, and renegotiation of bilateral tax treaties with various countries, moving towards digitalization, which has really helped India in ease of doing business scale. So if I have to summarize about India in 6 steps, I would like to say that India is one of the young nations because India has a total population of 1.2 billion and the median age is 27 years. India is one of the fastest growing economy. In terms of investment destination, India is ranked number 1 in the world. And in terms of ease of doing business, it has gained many notches in the last few years. I'm sure we know that India is the biggest recipient of remittances globally, both from NRIs and other people. Just to give you some background, the FDI investment inflows 8.1% in the last year. So last year it was around 52 billion US dollar, but for April 16 till March 17, it was 60.1 billion US dollars. India foreign exchange reserves have gone up. It's close to around 400 billion US dollars, which is quite high. What it has also resulted in, and on this forum, it will be important for me to share some of the significant FDI investments that has been announced. I will start with one of the big announcements that has happened yesterday, where GIC, which is a sovereign fund based out of Singapore, has acquired a large land parcel in Pune, where the total investment is roughly around 600 million Singapore dollars. Why it is important to mention that? Because we are seeing a lot of FDI investments happening in real estate. Not only this, we have also seen Toronto-based Canada pension fund making investment of roughly around 1.41 billion US dollar in last 1 year. Apart from it, SoftBank is planning to invest roughly around $100 billion in various technology funds. As we know, they are largest investors in many online platforms, and they are increasing their reach in many other companies. From a UAE, the DP World have invested around $1 billion US dollar in India, and they are planning to invest another $1 billion US dollar in India's infrastructure. In the last 1 year, India has witnessed around 33 deals, which is primarily from an FDI perspective, which is 2 more than what we have seen in the previous year. While this is important, I would like to cover some aspects which is very, very crucial and important, as what are the various entry options to India. India looks a bit complex. However, having said that, with whatever changes that governments have made in the last few years, it has become quite easy, and because of which a lot of FDI is going into India. Broadly, we see investments coming into India primarily through FDI or FPI. So, just to explain it on a very large scale, on a very high level, FDI investment happens in a company where the foreign entity intends to have substantial control on that company, which means they not only want to invest the money, they also want to take strategic calls, decision making, running of businesses. The other aspect is a foreign portfolio investment, which is FPI, where the broad intent is to invest the money for financial gain. Typically, FPI investor has less role, or his intent is more towards making financial gain and less towards in being involved actively in growing the business and directing the business. When we talk about both FDI and FPI, in India, for a foreign entity to enter, either they can make a corporate entity, a separate corporate entity in India, or they can decide to enter India without having a pure corporate entity. Just to name a few and just to give you a broad spectrum, it starts with a liaison office, where I just want to have a liaison office. I can go ahead and do a branch office. I can also have a project office if I am running a project in India along with an Indian company. However, if I want to separate a separate corporate entity, I may want to have a wholly owned subsidiary, a joint venture or a FII kind of a structure. So on a very broader level, if I want to distinguish between a non-corporate entity and a corporate entity, normally in a non-corporate entity, I can do the business in a very limited way. I am not setting up any separate legal entity in India, and I require regulatory approval before I start my operation. So both in liaison office and branch office, I need to obtain the prior approval of the regulator before opening an office in India. However, in case of project office, I can open the office, but I'll have to take care of regular compliance on an ongoing basis. We have seen foreign entities choosing non-corporate entities whenever and wherever they just want to do the same business which the parent company is doing globally, or they just want to service their clients in India. However, in cases where they want to do full-fledged business in India, or they want to grow their business in India, we have seen corporates using corporate vehicles like a wholly owned subsidiary or a joint venture or an FII investment. In case of a wholly owned subsidiary, again the regulations clearly specify that depending upon the nature of business that you intend to do, you can directly open a company in India, or you may require a regulatory approval to do it. With the latest changes in FDI regulation, most of the sectors have been allowed 100% FDI investment, which means if you want to do any specific business in India, you can directly come into India and open your company. Having said that, there is a small negative list or approval list where prior approval is required before opening a company in India. Similar is the case in case of a joint venture, when you want to do a joint venture with an Indian partner, or you want to do a joint venture with a foreign partner and you want to enter India. Typically, a FII, which is a foreign institutional investor, it is possible to invest into financial markets such as pension funds, mutual funds, REITs invest and InvITs, both in the primary and secondary markets. We are seeing a lot of FII investments happening into India, both in the secondary and the primary phase. With InvITs becoming common in India and people are talking about REITs, we see a lot of scope for foreign entities entering India for financial gains. Having said that, I would also like to cover NRI aspect because it provides a lot of flexibility under the regulation. So under the regulation, if there is an NRI, which means the person who is originally from an Indian origin, wants to come and invest into India, he may be treated as an NRI and he can directly bring money into India, both on a repatriable basis and on a non-repatriable basis. Under repatriable basis, he needs to ensure that he maintains a separate account under which he can bring money, invest into various investments, and under the regulations, he will be free to repatriate his principal and the income outside India. Having said that, if he brings money under non-repatriable basis, he can repatriate the income after taking a declaration that he has paid respective taxes. Once we have covered the broad structure, we would also like to share basis our experience as to what we are seeing in the Indian space. In the last few years, we are seeing a lot of foreign investors entering India both under FDI and AIF regulations. Under AIF regulations, very recently, foreign investors have been allowed to invest. So we are seeing a lot of AIFs being incorporated in India, where major funding is coming from foreign entities. And these foreign entities, once invest money into these funds, which is alternate investment funds, the underlying investments can happen in respective SPVs, which is special purpose vehicles, both on an equity base or on a debt based scenario. Just to give you some understanding of it, under the AIF regulation, if the investment manager and the sponsor is an Indian entity, such an AIF can seek money from foreign entities, and the foreign entities can contribute funds as investments to these AIFs, and depending upon the category of these AIFs, the money can be invested into various securities. Broadly, under the regulations, there are three categories of AIFs. Category 1 is primarily for social venture funds, startup funds, venture capital funds. Category 3 is primarily for equity-based funds, complex strategies. And category 2 is primarily for any kind of unlisted investment, which is primarily an equity investment or a debt instrument investment. If you see the number of AIFs which have probably have obtained approval from registrar, from the regulator in India, the numbers are increasing at a very fast pace. We are seeing more and more investment managers in India, sponsors in India, taking approval from the regulators, and we are seeing a lot of foreign investors bringing money into India through these routes. Parallelly, we are seeing a lot of FPI registration, where a foreign entity, depending upon the category, is applying for an FPI license and then making underlying investment into various asset classes. Over and above that, in the last couple of years, we are seeing a lot of NRIs who are willing to make investments into India and trying to participate in India's growth story. We are seeing them creating trust vehicles in India, where they create a trust, put money in the trust, and then guide the trustees in making suitable investments into India. And at the cost of repetition, let me say that such trusts would have to follow the regulations under FEMA, and other applicable laws. But yes, from a control perspective and decision-making perspective, the trustees in India can take the responsibility of all regulatory compliances, and the non-resident can bring money to India and can guide the Indian trustees to make investments to various permissible asset classes. So when I look at it from a foreign entity perspective, these are the three broad structures where we are seeing a lot of traction. We are seeing more and more entities using these vehicles to bring money to India. These are the broad aspects that we would like to cover. We have covered about the changes that we are seeing in the Indian economy. We have talked about how global family offices, either probably NRI owned and controlled or foreign owned and controlled, are trying to enter India and trying to participate in India's growth story. We are also seeing a lot of foreign entities who either intend to extend their businesses in India or trying to partner with the Indian entities to grow businesses. This is how they are entering. When you talk about the outbound aspect, we are seeing a lot of traction from Indian investors to make investments into global asset classes. Having said that, there are capital controls which are applicable in India. So depending upon the kind of business that you want to do and the kind of opportunities that you have in the global market, we are seeing a lot of Indian corporates and individuals investing into global asset classes. We are seeing a lot of traction among them to have a first holding structure in a tax efficient jurisdiction, which can provide them enough flexibility. And I'm sure from a flexibility perspective and ease of business perspective, Dubai and UAE offer a lot of advantages. And we are seeing a lot of traction in that. And we are working towards providing a suitable solution to such clients. Just to give you a brief introduction about us in India and in other parts of the globe. Vistra India, we are the largest non-bank trustees in India. We are one point of contact for any entity who wish to enter India, and we have been present in India for more than 2 decades now. We started our business way back in 1995 under the leadership of Island Affairs Group. The total asset that is our under administration now in India is roughly around $115 million US. We are a regulated entity in India. We are registered under SEBI as a debenture trust. We cater to a full range of debt market securities. We have large clients including banks, financial institutions, asset managers, corporates. We have a significant market share both in the debt market and in the fund space. Some of our key drivers include independent advice and integrated legal and tax operating structures. We provide a holistic support to our clients, and from all perspectives, we have the capability and competency to provide a suitable solution depending upon their requirements. That's the broad information that I would like to share with you, and I would like to sincerely apologize once again for not being present there personally. Unfortunately, I couldn't help because of torrential rain in Mumbai yesterday, because of which all our flights got cancelled, and hence I had to request for allowing me to join this meeting through audio conference. I once again thanks the IBMC for making it happen, and I sincerely thank them for all the support that they have given us.
Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you for joining us. We understand the current situation there in Mumbai, and thank you very much for joining us. And we'll be sharing the contact details and information here in our registration desk. So the interested parties, family fund houses, NRI consortium, those who are interested to route the fundings or investment to India, definitely your advice and support will be highly vital. And we'll be acting as an intermediary to do all the supports in this regard. So thank you very much for joining us once again. Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you very much. That was Mr. Neeraj Agarwal, the Business Head, Families and Employees and Corporate Services, Vistra ITCL Limited from India.
The next speaker for today, we have Dr. Khalid M. Abu Zahir. He will talk on India foreign portfolio investment opportunities for UAE nationals and corporate investors. He is the General Manager for FSBC UAE. He has over 20 years of experience in global financial service industry. He is business analyst and a common face in CNN business channels in UAE. I welcome Dr. Khalid M. Abu Zahir to please come on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome all gentlemen, women. In the first, I would like to give my respect to Mr. Satish Kumar, CEO, MD, IBMC Global Network, Mr. Anoop, CBO, ED, IBMC Global Network. Welcome all. This is good opportunity and nice opportunity to meet you here in this festival. In the beginning, I will talk about India. It is time to look at India. This is the best time to look to the India. India, about individual corporate investor. India is the world's fastest growing economy. I will talk about some points. I will give some points about these things. India is the fastest growing G20 country since 2014. Its gross domestic product, GDP, has increased around 7.5% yearly. PwC projects real GDP expansion of 7.3% this year. The consulting firm forecasting 7% growing in 2018 and average of 6.5% yearly growth from 2019 up to 2023. China, on the other hand, is seen slowing to 6.5% growth rate this year, followed by a 6.1% gain in 2018. Growth forecasts for China span from 5% to 7% for 2019 up to 2023. This showing here in the monitor, world map of economic growth. A growth rate percentage annually up to 2024. When we look into this chart, we will see India projected growth rate is best among the world. The minimum rate or the low German. If we are looking to the German, it will be the low, and Indian it is the highest. In the chart, Indian showing 6.98 percentage. 6.98 percentage. We will go to next slide. About targeting India from a different perspective. This chart also showing the populations. India is world's second largest in population. Each India state is worth a country. The population in Uttar Pradesh alone, 166 million, is more than the population of Russian Federation, 146.9 million, and is almost equal to that of Brazil, 170.1 million. Orissa has more population than Canada, and Chhattisgarh has more population than population of Australia. The next slide is the easy route for UAE nationals and corporate to invest in India. The advantage. First things, UAE national and corporate can directly invest in India. Now, most of the law change in India. UAE nationals and corporate can open own bank accounts in India and route the investments. The next opportunity to invest in equity and debt instruments. Also, for equity shares investment above 1 year, there are zero tax on the profit. There are no tax. If we looking to next slide, this is showing Indian companies last 5 years performance at a glance. Chemical industry. If we look to this table, we will find all of company increase. They are growing. They are growing in the performance of the companies. As example, S&P BSE Sensex change 78.2 percentage. Showing here also. This is the price was on 29 August, this meaning yesterday, 3142.1.94, and before 5 years it was 1763.1.71. Through 1 year, the highest and low price it was 25,718. This is the lowest, and the highest is 32,686. If we look at Nifty 50, the growing was 83.8 percentage. Paulson Ltd, the growing was 5,437.7. This is about chemical industry as sample or example. If we looking to the next slide about automobile industry, also same, there are an increase and growing in the performance for this company, all company, mostly of companies. S&P BSE Sensex, the change was 78.2%. Nifty 50, 83.8 change. TV Motors, 1,428 percentage point for. HR Motors, 1,330 percentage also. Scores, 897.2 percentage also the change. If we go to next slide, auto ancillaries, we will see also 78.1 for S&P BSE Sensex, the change. Nifty 50, 83.7 percentage also. Sindaram, 2,507.4. GBM Auto, 2,074.9 percentage. If we showing the next banking industry, also S&P, it was 78.1 percentage, Nifty 83.7 percentage, IndusInd Bank 415.1 percentage, Yes Bank 413.7 percentage, DCB Bank 368.3 percentage, City Union Bank 292.4 percentage, Kotak Ma 233.7 percentage. And if we're going to the next slide also, we will see fast moving consumer goods. Also, it was growing. S&P BSE Sensex 78.1 percentage, Nifty 50 83.7 percentage, Pidilite 342.8, Tamilando 272.2. It's showing most of sectors growing. Also, we will display or give some idea about food sector. There was also S&P BSE Sensex 78.8 percentage, sorry, 78 percentage, Nifty 50 83.7 percentage, Tasty Bite 5,473 percentage, Understand Foods 3,854.3 percentage, KRPL Limited 1,967.5 percentage. If we look to the pharma sector, Kaplan Point 11,068.6 percentage. 11,000. The price on August 28, 2012 was 5.9. 29 August 2017, yesterday meaning, 9,800.45. Sorry, 658.95. Medicament, the price was 13.4, now 560. If we look to NGL fine, it was 12.86, while yesterday was 317.25. Now we will go to the next slide. Is the easy route for UAE national and corporate invest in India? This is the question. Yes. What is the advantage? Let me give headline in the advantage. First things, attractive growth rates. We see the growing in the previous slides. Second thing, over 30 sectors to select from, ample opportunity for diversification. Third thing, many choices for Sharia compliant investment. The next thing is foreign portfolio investment India. Who can invest from UAE? Who can invest from UAE? In this slide we showing or we display there are three figures. First figures, government and government related foreign investors such as foreign central bank, governmental agencies, sovereign wealth funds, international multilateral organizations, agencies also. In the second figures, regulated broad-based funds such as mutual fund, investment trusts, insurance. Second, regulated entities such as bank, assets management companies, investment managers, advisors, portfolio managers. The next, a broad-based fund whose investment manager is appropriately regulated. The last, university funds and pension funds. If we look into the figure 3, our third figure, number 3, yes, all other eligible foreign investors not eligible under category number 1 and number 2, such as endowments, charitable societies, trusts, foundations, corporate bodies, trusts, again, individuals, family offices. Now, India permitted areas of investment. First thing, equity. Shares, debentures and warrants listed or to be listed, both primary, secondary markets. Units of domestic mutual fund schemes, whether listed or not. Units of schemes floated by a collectivity investment scheme. Derivatives traded on a recognized stock exchange. Indian Depository Receipts, IDRS. Other instruments as permitted from time to time. Second, debit. Dated government securities. Commercial paper issued by Indian company. Rupee denominated credit enhanced bonds. Security receipt issued by assets reconstruction companies. Perpetual debit instrument and debit capital instrument as specified by RBI from time to time. Non-convertible debentures bonds issued by Indian company, the infrastructure sector. Non-convertible debentures bonds issued by NBFS, FCS, categorized as Infrastructure Finance Company by RBI. Rupee denominated bonds or units issued by infrastructure debit funds, such other instruments specified by RBI. Derivatives, first thing equity, second thing interest rate, and the last is currency. About any investor or any corporate interesting to opening account, it's also easy account opening. The procedure is so much easy. There are so many steps. It will take around 1 month. It will take 1 month to proceed all procedures. First thing, when anybody interesting and he would like to start, first thing he must have ban. It will take around 14 days. Second thing, know your client. It will take around 3 days. Then bank account and CP code. There are 2 points here. It will take first steps 5 days and second 3 days. After that, the customer can trading through his account and he can put the orders. What is the document they request or required to open the account? A proof of identity, passport, mandatory. A proof of address, this is for individuals. Bank proof and bank letter and the bank. For non-individual, I mean corporate companies. Constitutive documents, MOA, trust deed, partnership deed, certificate of incorporation, regulatory affiliation details, a proof of address, bank account details, bank letter starting satisfactory relations, category number 3 only, board resolution starting, that entity is allowed to invest, shareholding details, and ultimate beneficiaries details, financials, senior management credential, photo, authorized signatures details, and in the last also the ban. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to joining this festival, and thank you for all.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid. In fact, just to supplement what Mr. Khalid has mentioned, like he is a very prominent Arabic speaker and very prominent figure in international news and media channels on Dubai financial market, Abu Dhabi financial markets and all. And thank you for giving the presentation in English. It was really good because a lot of data which you have highlighted, it was very informative, especially the kind of return which you have identified what India is offering, especially the pharmaceutical sector, which is giving nearly 11,000% appreciation in the last 5 years, certain companies. And out of the 10 companies which are selected, I can see that even the 10th company has given more than 1,000% appreciation in the last 10 years. And likewise in the food sector which you have selected, which has given more than 500%, and the top company has given near 5,000% appreciation over the last 5 years. And FMCG sector, of course, and banking industry. Over the 5 years, almost all these industries has given above 100% return, and certain cases, even auto ancillaries and all, that has given 700 to even 1,000%. So this clearly shows the way in which the Indian industry is performing, the kind of return possible for the foreign investors who are targeting India. And as you rightly mentioned, there are more than 30 sectors to select from in India, which is giving a very wide opportunity for the foreign investors to target in India. And you have rightly pointed out the people who are permitted to India, the government agencies, the family fund houses, and the individuals who can do the investments. And there's a very informative presentation. Thank you very much, Dr. Khalid. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I request you to please stay back. Mr. Abu Saher, please stay back. As a token of appreciation, I request Mr. Sajid Kumar and Mr. Sajid Kumar to give away the memento. Thank you very much. Our next speaker for today is Mr. Samir Mittal, Chairman, International Trade Council, India. He will talk on investment, diversification, and international trade between India and UAE. Samir is a fellow member of ICAI and a qualified company secretary, an All India rank holder in CA final, amongst the top 50 in the country. Samir has over 10 years of extensive experience in representing domestic and foreign corporations in business deals in India. He has advised clients across diverse sectors on all aspects pertaining to joint ventures, inbound investments, and has been closely involved in transactional matters including structuring transactions, advising on entry strategies for foreign entities, advising on foreign equity participation, compliances, regulatory approvals pertaining to foreign investment, and assisting clients during negotiations in the course of acquisitions and other business transactions. In addition to the corporate practice, he has been involved in assisting several clients on matters concerning taxation laws in India, tax-efficient investment structures, and risk advisory services across a wide range of sectors and industries. Samir has previously worked with Deloitte and with Altran Control Solution in the same line. He has managed complex internal audits, IFC, fraud investigations in different sectors. The engagement management included managing relationships at board level, also functional audits at granular level. Samir has experience in developing and rolling out the standard operating procedures and process manuals for virtually all the key business processes. Samir has authored a book on risk-based internal audit plan published by ICAI in February 2015. Samir is also authoring a book on the topic of role of internal audit and implementation of internal financial controls. Samir has served as the faculty for the Information Systems Control and Audit on the board of ICAI for 3 consecutive years and has also been a speaker on different forums of ICAI and international forums. I here invite him to the stage to speak on investment, diversification, and international trade between India and UAE. Let's have a round of applause. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Sajid, for inviting me here, and specifically IBMC Global Networks. I met Sajid some time back wherein he mentioned about UAE India Business Festival. I keep on traveling to a lot of different places and attending a lot of seminars and speaking about it, specifically from India perspective. So it was of immense interest to me that somebody from Indian origin has done and have organized such an interesting piece in UAE specifically, whereas when we talk about from UAE India business perspective. So I'll say that as Neeraj has mentioned, as Dr. Khalid has mentioned, that India is the fastest growing economy, So from that perspective, so I would like to thank you once again, the whole team of IBMC, for inviting me here and giving me an opportunity to speak about investment diversifications and the various options where the India and UAE is having a trade, or the possibilities of trade are there. So
sorry for the inconvenience. There's some technical issue with that. So we will help you here to change the slide if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem. So, the agenda of my presentation is why I'm here. As I told you that I will be speaking about investment diversifications and trade between India and UAE. So I've structured my presentation in a way that, though it is already been covered by both the speakers, but I would like to speak about a bit about India, that what India used to be, what it is currently, what all the reforms are going on, what challenges it has faced. So what are the opportunities with respect to the new government which has been voted by the Voted for Change, which Indian democracy has voted in 2014. What all initiatives they have taken up. We'll touch briefly about all the different sectors like smart cities, digital India, regarding the reforms regarding GST, RERA, land acquisition, and then talking briefly about the existing trade between India and UAE, and then taking it forward that what can be done. So rest all the technical part with respect to setup, we can discuss it offline, right? So so India is world's fastest growing economy as of now, and so India is the fastest growing economy as of now, and second largest, seventh largest GDP by numbers. So as we have seen that since independence, India used to be dependent on for even the agricultural produce for the grains part. We have seen a massive industrial agricultural revolution since independence in India, that it has become self-dependent, have started exporting, has become a global powerhouse for exporting products from India to other parts of the world, including UAE also. Now, we all know that India is, a power bank with almost more than 65% of the population will be under 35 in another couple of years. It has the biggest milestone that such a big manpower base is there. Another, which is a threat also, an opportunity also, the almost more than 10 million people migrate from India in rural sector to urbanized sector, which means that a lot of urbanization, lot of infrastructure requirement is there. Considering all these, reform, or considering all these things, there have been a lot of challenges while doing businesses. I would like to mention about that still there are a lot of problems which comes into the picture. So, thank you. So, like infrastructure is inadequate while working. The people, the foreign companies while investing in India, they have faced problems with respect to the land acquisitions or land problems. Setting up a business was difficult, and then another was, the Indian bureaucracy was often criticized that being a, India being a bureaucratic country. So there have been a lot of changes which has happened in last couple of years, started by UPA government, and now which were not being handled properly. Now, after almost 30 years in 2014, Indian democracy has voted for change by, putting up a new government in place, and by, and the new government is taking up a lot of steps to keep these challenges away. Now it's in the hands of India that how they actually want to take it up, whether they want to shape their youth, which is their manpower, towards a proper, way that, so that it can be utilized and the country can be developed and the maximum advantages can be taken up. So considering all these things, a lot of initiatives have been taken. One is with respect to smart cities, to strengthen the infrastructure, to strengthen the overall system within India. And it's such a huge country, as Dr. Khalid has just said, that each state is like a we can say is like a country. Maybe the population in one each state maybe is much greater than any other country's population. So from that perspective, smart city has been launched on urban solutions to urbanize, to automate, to put up the smart solutions with respect to water, wastewater management, electrifications, digitalization. Then another initiative by Government of India is regarding Digital India, to digitize everything so that the hardware, the connectivity can be improved, the mobile connectivity can be better up. Then third one is with respect to Make in India, so that we have a good land bank, we have a good manpower available, we have good resources available, so that India can be made a manufacturing hub. So there are a lot of benefits, a lot of subsidies, a lot of things which have been given by Indian government with respect to inviting foreign companies to come to India, put up their base and to start manufacturing there. In addition to all these three things, what have been, to simplify the compliance part, to simplify the bureaucracy, to simplify things, there have been initiatives which are in process and are under implementation, and we hope that it will be good for the overall working from India perspective as well as for the foreign institutional investors perspective or FPI's perspective to come to India. The new tax regime GST has been implemented to cover up that all the indirect taxes, all the different states has different taxes, different rates, so that everything can come into a unique picture. It has recently been implemented from 1st of July. Real Estate Regulatory Act RERA has been implemented, except a few states. It has been implemented at almost most of the places, and people are doing as UAE is one of the biggest investors in the real estate piece in India. So it is of great importance to know that such a regulation has come in India. The Land Acquisition Act, to avoid the land dispute that some company has acquired a land and they have a problems. So that is being reformed out. So talking about smart cities, there have been a lot of opportunities with respect to infrastructure sector into India. So smart cities is one of them. Though it is a one word talking about urbanization, but it has very good amount of features, very good amount of you can say the components in which almost all type of, say we are talking here at UAE India Business Festival about 12 sectors. All those 12 sectors can be imbibed in these 8 sectors or 8 components of smart solutions. Talking about smart cities, components mainly include e-governance, connectivity, dispute resolutions, wastewater management, waste management, energy management. So, and then fooding, urban mobility and other sectors. So typically we are trying to, boost, first of all around 98 to 100 cities have been taken up in this piece to boost in all these sectors, including in all these sectors wherein a lot of opportunities can be generated by the companies. Like Dubai Holding has already taken up one smart city, which is Kochi, one of the, you can say, domicile place for IBMC as well. That 84% is taken over by Dubai Holdings to develop that city. So government is looking after the PPP proposals, government is looking after that. Companies then come into India, they can give their proposals, can take up the projects and can take up. So all these waste management, water management and these things gives a lot of initiatives and can give a lot of opportunities for Dubai-based companies. FDI, as Neeraj mentioned earlier during his presentation, that almost all the sectors are permitted under the automatic route, and people are ready to invest, they can invest, and as an FPI also people can invest in India, not only in the securities market but at other places as well. And so talking about few smart cities, ILFS has taken up this Gift City project. It is a joint venture 50-50 between Gujarat government and ILFS, and they have been developing, I think, INX International Exchange Pratap will be speaking a little later about it, and they are also participating, and an international exchange is coming up in the GIFT City. Kochi Smart City, as I just mentioned, that almost 80%, 84% is being on, sorry. Okay, sorry. 84% is being, 84% is being owned by, Dubai Holdings. So it's a 50-acre project. Raipur Smart City, then another one. So there are almost 98 cities. First 20 cities have been selected in the first phase, then going to the next phase, and then third phase. So Make in India on manufacturing. So basically it's not only a slogan, a lot of work is being done. So there is an e-biz portal which is being organized by Government of India to curtail the difficulties being faced by the foreign companies or even the Indian companies while taking the licensing. So Make in India is made wherein a lot of benefits at different state levels are being given. Make in India is made as a centralized authority to take up proposals from the foreign companies as well as from the Indian companies to process and to see the licensing. So almost you can say that the target of the Indian government is that around 25% of the GDP, which is currently the figures is much lesser. I'm not aware that should come from the manufacturing revenue, because currently agriculture contributes the most. So first year of the Make in India have been a tremendous success, and after that it's still going on and going on and going on, and a lot of foreign companies have already signed up and are further going to come to India. Digital India on information technology perspective, I understand that IBMC is working something on semiconductors piece. So, so one of the things which will be covered under Digital India. Apart from that, Digital India is primarily focused on the connectivity that everybody should be connected in a better manner, in a better way, and boosting the hardware companies, boosting the mobile telecom companies, infra companies to come and connect and do proposals. So one is, the major objective is to improve electronic infrastructure, including optic cables, mobile coverage and broadband coverage, then electronics manufacturing, then e-governance solutions by reducing the cyber crimes, cyber security, putting up a lot of cyber security proposals. Even the Indian government have signed up some sort of MOU and an agreement with UAE government as well with respect to the cyber security. So Digital India, basically the opportunities are with respect to, you can say, putting up an manufacturing plant with respect to electronics, mobile equipments. A lot of Chinese companies have come to India. I'm not sure if they have already started doing the manufacturing, but yes, they are in the electronic piece. Lava, Oppo, a lot of them have come to India already, and a lot of other companies are coming from the electronics piece. Singapore government is taking a lot of initiatives to come into the electronics market, wherein the IT companies and the electronic manufacturing companies are coming via Singapore also. So one of the good pieces, even from this, it's not only for the hardware perspective, the software companies are also having the equal opportunity with respect to e-governance solutions. So investment opportunities in infrastructure sector. As I told you that India is a huge country, each state is equal to a respective country size or many country size. So a lot of infrastructure requirement is there. So government has put up a lot of places where a lot of projects have been taken up. 50 new airports have been placed, are proposed to come. Around 7,000 crores will be invested in almost, you can say, building up a network for the northeastern states. Then RBI has allowed full ECBs in the infrastructure that Indian companies can or foreign companies can put up money as external commercial borrowings in the infrastructure sector. Niti Aayog has already instructed the banks to release 75% against the pending payments for the projects being taken up. An UT-based model has already been implemented. I think I wrongly mentioned that it is under consideration. NHAI has already implemented the UT-based model, and the projects have been allotted for rail, roadways, and other sectors, wherein the government is supporting with respect to not only from the viability gap funding perspective, but yes, that you can take the finances from the bank and other places. Online monetary system has been placed, and a lot of other things have been done. So almost last year India has also signed around 14 to 15 MOUs with the UAE government to promote growth between India and UAE from all these different cyber security piece, or maybe with respect to automation, with respect to fooding and all. So now talking about trade between India and UAE. India is considered as the UAE's primary trade partner, amounting to almost 9.8% of the total non-oil trade. This is the facts which I have collated from the public portals. Largest importer of goods from the UAE, buying from 14.9% of the country's exports and about 8.7% of its re-exports. India also exports almost close to 9.2% of the total imports of the UAE. The things exported and imported between the countries includes gems, vegetables, spices, fruits, oil also, I think, and tea, textiles, and everything else. So there have been companies like from India who has invested a lot of money in UAE already. Dabur has invested, Ashok Leyland has invested, Reliance has signed up a defense agreement with a UAE-based company. Then Abu Dhabi fund is looking for investments into India. The MOUs which have been signed, a few of them includes comprehensive strategic partnerships in the field of defense, maritime transport, road transport, highway sector. It's a very, very good opportunity since, the UAE company has the UAE-based businesses have those kind of facilities that they can come and do something with India. These are the few proposals which I have collated, which have been done from UAE perspective within India, that they have invested around 8 billion in the Indian projects already. Companies like MR, DP World, Abu Dhabi's National Petroleum are already pursuing projects. Dubai Holdings already own 84% of the Kochi city. There is India and UAE plan to set up a $75 billion fund also in the India infrastructure projects. India is set to invest another $40 billion in collaboration with UAE. Almost 20% of the NRI investments in NRI are from UAE. So this was all about basically the trade and investment opportunities. Regarding setup of business or regarding FPI, I think Mr. Dr. Khalid has covered, Neeraj has covered, so I would not like to cover anything. But yes, it is an opportunity that from the UAE perspective or from the India perspective to do more and more of the trade with each other and to grow the business. If you guys have any questions, then I would be happy to take up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mittal. Please stay back for the token of appreciation. I call upon Mr. Satish Kumar. Let's have a round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. Mittal, for the valuable information and your time. The next speaker for today, we have Mr. Adnan Mohammed bin Abdullah, the founder and managing director, Itahan and Bahanas, UAE. Adnan believes that everyone's life is interrelated to how much literacy and knowledge they have, and he is a strong believer that learning is from the cradle to the grave. He is a sole entrepreneur and the founder of Itahan International and Educational Research and Development Firm, as well as Bahanas General Trading. He is a self-esteemed developer, trainer, and entrepreneur's mentor. He has spent 17 years working in business development and information technologies. He decided to lead and create the real development using technologies, striving to help new generation to live with smart technologies. Adnan's education aspect continued to be a lecturer for Dubai employees certified by Dubai Human Resource Department. His objectives became more realistic and valuable, believing that literacy is the path of nation's development. He has received his 2 master's degree in quality management from Wollongong University in Dubai and in Business Administration from Columbus University in US. He is mainly working in business development, consultation for smart technologies and smart education using augmented and virtual reality and IoT. You can find more information about him in his LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram profile. I welcome Mr. Adnan Mohammed bin Abdullah on the stage. Thank you.
I think it's working now. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Actually, it's been a pleasure for the third time attending and organizing such an event with the IBMC. I would like to start to thank Mr. Sajid and Mr. Anoop for the continuous collaboration and the great doors they open for opportunity in between UAE and India. Of course, we are talking about the trade, about a long relation between UAE and India started a long time back. Talking about import products from India, from different departments, from different sectors. And today, we will be covering a part of a very important sector, which is the education, the technology, educational technologies, the future technologies toward education, and the modern trends of these technologies. For the last decades, UAE have been strategically planning to develop many sectors, and one of these sectors is the education sector. It's one of the important sectors for the government, and they are putting a big effort with the planning, efficient planning, and seeking the opportunities from outside the UAE. So if we are talking about technology, then we are talking about how big is technology sector in India and how it's growing. Bringing technologies or making the technologies aligning with education. So of course the UAE will need to collaborate with the education technology sector in education and technology sector in India to the UAE. So today I'm going to talk about some facts and facts around the technology and education, and what are the opportunities to be invest on or in India towards UAE or UAE towards the two-way investment. Now, the fundamental structure of the technology is changing. This is a fact that we have to accept. The coming years, by 2030, sorry, we are expecting to have a new way of, or new companies embracing technologies for education, or harnessing technologies for education. The needs, the faster grow around the world will change, will bend us to change, actually, toward the technologies. So we will need to learn 24 hours, 7 days, 365 days a year. So learning will not be only attached to the time where students go to school in the morning and come back in the afternoon, and that's it. Or employees, they have courses for 2 or 3 hours on specific day and specific time. Actually, this is happening now. Some of these technologies being implemented, courses, online courses, but there is a need to change this to the worldwide. Even goes to the smallest schools, to the smallest villages, or to places where they haven't had the chance to use technology for education. Or it was, yeah. How the technology will help in education, help the student? Of course, there will be multiple access for the information. Where will they be having accesses to different information, different database, different knowledge, and different subject? So that will allow them to have more knowledge. You know, the human being, especially when we are striving to learn something, we go and dig and deep. We need this information, a database. We need a correct information where we read, learn, and we get our outcome out of it. So easy information, easy access for many information. As a human, maybe many of the students, when they go to the classroom, they feel shy to interact with the student. They feel shy to interact with the teachers. So the schools and the teachers, they spend a lot of effort to make them, blend with this, with the community and things, which is something will remain there, which is always good. Still, now the main important thing is the information that the student get and interact with. So technology will solve this problem for the students. Also, the teachers will have will be more organized with technology, using technologies, student database, having their reports ready within a click. And this is happening right now, but it's just expanding as well. All right. Tuition costs. Today, and still, the tuition cost is not affordable for some people, for many people actually. So they prefer to go and have their own books, read the books, but they're still limited to these books they can get on their tables. So again, the technology, as I mentioned, they will help them to get more database, more information, more to read more information, to learn and study. Okay. What will the modern education change? It will change the aspiration of the citizenship. People will learn. People will be more educated and will be knowing more their own their needs of their nation. then it will inspire them of entrepreneurship. Means easy education, abundance of information and knowledge, then they have the thought of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship means creating a business, more knowledge, growth in the economy. So the reflex comes from the literacy itself, the way that how can we provide them these technologies so we help them to reach their target. Of course, the entrepreneurship will open many other doors for the nation itself. We'll have enhanced educational attainment. Also, the economy will be by innovation and research. So all what will be there with the technology, it will help eventually the nation and the people of the people who are striving to learn and develop themselves, develop their environment, develop their countries, and so on. Okay. I'll be talking about. I'm talking about some objectives of digital education where we can make use of to ensure inclusive quality of education for schools. So we can create school systems which is much advanced and help the schools to reach to their objectives. Prepare students and attract them to enroll in higher education. So you will have today some universities and schools, they adopt the online learning, okay, which is where the student goes online and then for a couple of courses and then they get the certificate up. Also to ensure quality, efficiency, all this will be, because once we have the right information being set in the right places for the student, then less mistakes happens, which might happen by a teacher today or by a student himself interacting with the other students and teachers. So the information will be there. It will be ensuring quality and efficiency of good governance of the educational materials and performance as well. It also would give the strength. One of the objectives is strengthening the capacity of scientific research and innovation in according with the quality, efficiency, and transparency. So that is also a part of the objectives. Ensure safe and ensure safe environment of learning environment. Also, the services that will be given to the student will be more transparent. It will be in accordance with the quality, efficiency as well, and transparency standards. So there is a control here. There is a good control on the education. And lastly, we'll establish a culture of innovation in institution working environment. So that's also an objective. Here's some international philosophy of education technology. Affects education technology plan should be able to improve curriculums offering for all students, provide constant and high quality professional development for all teachers, establish efficient communication for all schools. So imagine we have a worldwide school. There's There's a school where all students goes in, and you have a student from all over the world in one place, and they're sharing different knowledge, different culture, different ideas. So we will get into the communication efficiency. Also to develop a comprehensive use of technology in all appropriate area of education. We'll have modern environment, learning environment, build educational leadership, while preparing education for new roles, developing robust artworks and technology infrastructure. So whatever is happening today is the start of the next revolution, the revolution of AI, robotics, self-learning. It's going on the higher trend. It's building itself now, and it will shape as per the research within 2020 will be the beginning of a new era in educational technologies. So technology change education student will interact with other remotely, as you mentioned. The success of technology will still rely on skilled teachers, so we will still need the teachers. They might be a robotics teacher, robots teachers, or maybe they can be normal teachers. The percentage of schools with high quality teachers will also raise. The percentage of schools with high effective school leadership, we'll see that leadership in the schools, taking the leadership. Percentage of students with high skills. So this is very important point that today there's lots of graduated students, but there's still lack of skills. They have to go into at least 1 to 2 years experience to gain knowledge, to gain experience, to gain so many experience from the market. And then after 2 years of graduation, we expect to give back to the community, to themselves. Except some of the smart, skilled, high talented people who we can define and see, okay, they are giving back very quickly. They are learning fast, but that is very small number. Upper secondary graduation rate will also be increased, and the enrollment rate in foundation year in the universities. So now we can see now most of the universities now the rate of enrollment in foundation years it's dropping. So they don't need much foundations, but because of the implementation of education within the high school. So it's changing now. It's shaping itself. So some of the universities, they give assessment test for the student who's coming from the high school, and assess them, see their knowledge level, and then they. Okay, for me this is the most important slide actually, where I can talk more about it. Technologies that shaping the education. Augmented reality. Augmented reality, it's a technology where give a real interactive with the curriculums and box objects. We have worked with so many sectors here, creating them an augmented reality solutions for education, such as Ministry of Education in UAE. They have their own box. So we have created an augmented reality application for their student to interact with a specific box, to raise the object out of the box and make it much easier for the student to learn and get an outcome out of the blended learning, we call it. The blended learning means the technology along with the book. So, and we have tested that over many schools. So the result was amazing. The technology is still developing. The governments and the ministries are still experiencing this experiments on the education. So that is one of the technologies that is going to be aligned with education. After my speak, hopefully, we have a product. We came up with a product. It's a company product, an Arabic book, learning alphabets, letters in Arabic for the younger ages. Its Arabic letters are 28 letters. The book has objects. The book has objects. These objects are augmented in 3D. I can show you later on. Attached with the application, which is already live, where the student can go learn the letters, color the objects, and interact with the objects, where the technology here, it's an interactive technology with the learning tool, which is the book. So the student gets most of his attention and sense to that material. Means he learn, he entertain, coloring, and then he see the object, and then interact with the object. So when a student goes has some interactivity with the book that he is studying, the information goes deep into the subconscious mind and stay there and forever. We have done the experiment on 1,000 students 3 months ago in Sharjah Reading Festival, and we had very success outcome and feedback from parents, teachers, students themselves, and that was a real experiment on the ground. Virtual reality as well. We have done some virtual reality with the limitation of access to technology, higher cost. It's still in the development stage, but now we can see more technologies coming, wearable devices, which also has the same outcome as the augmented reality. Now there is something called the mixed reality. Mixed reality, and I'm sure maybe you have seen the Microsoft HoloLens glasses, where they wear and they see object in front of them and they interact in the air with the sensors. So hand-free wearable devices with interactive information and educational information, where they have done test on this medical student, where they get the body parts out and search for the exact part in the body and try to find a cure for it. So it comes under all this. Then artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, it is one of the future part. So we will have robots. Robots giving information wherever you are. You enter a place or you enter a classroom and see a robot sitting the whole day there and giving the information. You can interact with the asking questions, answering questions. So that's also will be. So the artificial intelligence database behind it, then the information, the coding behind that artificial intelligence will give the outcome for the student, and it will be accurate, and it will not. It will be for 24 hours, 7 days, all the time. So whenever that we need an information, so we go just to that machine and ask a question and get the accurate answer, and it will keep always up to date. Online social media, the social networking, of course, they're being used today. The biometrics, the eye tracking is one of the also solution will be used for the education. 3D printing already started. Now companies, they are printing different objects. Like what you have said, what we saw for the medical, in the medical sector, they print body parts and give it for experiment. Give the student to go and do testing on it. It's like it's like the normal body parts, which is really revoluting. It's really giving a good result out of it. Internet of Things, IoT, many devices everywhere, hand-free devices, interactivity, every time pushing information, throwing information to the. If we imagine that is being set in the school, in a school or in a place, wherever that we go to a mall or whatever, and that educational device, wherever we go, it throws an information to the people, educating, awarenesses. So all this related. Also, as well as the cloud computing. Last but not least, the game-based learning. The game-based learning, we have developed a full game application for Ministry of Health. And last year, that game, we shaped it as their requirement, as an Emirati culture, and two young children, boy and girl, where the student goes, like he playing a game. He goes there, choose the character, male or female, and then goes to play. There's games, all educational games. Like when I'll give you an example. One of these games, it's a puzzle game. Like goes to fix some problems. Then when they walk in, there is a question pop up in the levels. They have to answer this question all about, because because it was with the Ministry of Health, all question about health. How many cup of water you need to drink per day? What food you need to eat today? What is the best food for the snack? So all these kind of questions comes in through. And then also a physical movement. One of the point, if the student want to pass that level, we have programmed that he has to walk 300 steps. So the Ministry of Health wanted the children to move, to walk, to burn some calories. So that is also a healthy part. Part of that game was an augmented reality as well, where they can augment some objects. Also, a healthy shopping was made for that. A healthy shopping, they will go in one of the levels, they go to the supermarket with the cart, and then whenever they buy healthy food, they get points. If they buy unhealthy food, they lose points. So that's the culture where they want to enforce for the students. Since lots of diseases like diabetes, blood sugars, all these kind. They pay billions of dollars for that, to cure people, to have medicine. So what is the best way is to start with educating the people with such technology, because students, you want to grab their attention. You want to give them something nice. You want to give them something they really entertain and come on.
Question here. It is a brief. Middle class people or people who cannot afford the education, will they be able to take the advantage of this technology?
The answer is yes. Today, we are facing that because it is a new technology and this new era is booming. And now the cost of developing these kind of devices or technologies are higher. But within a decade time, then at that time, we will have the devices like we have in the papers today, the books.
Excellent.
As this. Yes.
That answers my question. Thank you.
Thanks for the informative presentation, Mr. Abdullah. I have a very brief question. Like you said that gaming, basically a little bit different from the topic.
Yeah.
I always have this confusion in my mind.
Yeah.
I have a kid of 2 years. So, we say that learning by gaming or
Yes.
basically, So, do you really think that basically when we give these gadgets or we give these devices to kids,
Yes.
and they learn using these devices, obviously this may be a better way of learning,
Yes.
and they get away with the technology. But when we actually see, basically I talk about my times or my father times, there used to be some sort of a physical activity which used to happen, or physical learning used to happen. Now if a kid wants to play cricket, then that means playing cricket on the tab or on the computer, or understanding something about that. So do you think that this will actually make them, learning by gaming is making people slave about other technology? I'm just taking a deeper dive, because I feel that we have people talk about technology detoxification these days. I often hear from my friends that I'm going for a technology detoxification. I'm going on a vacation, and that is a technology detoxification. I want to switch off my phones.
Yeah.
It is in our hands. So what is your views on that? This is
Okay.
just basically confusion in my mind.
Okay. Let me answer you in a way. I'll just go out of all what we have here, and I will talk about something very important. I'll talk about a subconscious mind. Okay? Here where we have 90% of our knowledge. The subconscious always work the way that you want it to work. Even if it was 100 years ago or after 100 years. So, whatever we feed the subconscious, whatever that we see, it feeds subconscious. Whatever that we read, it feeds the subconscious. Whatever that we interact, it feeds the subconscious. So, that is also, people need to be educated about how to use, how to interact, spend, how much time to spend on the technology. If that technology gives real information, real education, so how do I need to interact with it? But of course, if we are looking at the disadvantages side, if useless information, the information that just goes us like zombies holding up the devices and the technology, following the technology without even knowing. So we need to teach the next generation how to use this technology with as a good use. So they will not be able to not get interacted with technology, only if they live somewhere in a village where there is no electricity. Even today, all maybe I'm not sure about the number or the percentage, but all of us that use technology to interact with the people on the other side of the world. Like today here we have some laborers who works in very tough jobs, you know, you find them sitting and opening the whatever Skype or whatever program, talking to his wife or talking to his children. So that is, you know, they get attached to it. There is a feeling, there is a thoughts connected to that in different parts. So, I mean, the people who think that they need to get away a bit from this technology, maybe they have misused this technology, or maybe they have overused the technology, and now they feel exhausted. They feel, no, it's taking a part of our time, our life. Again, if we educate people how to use that and what to use about it, then you know. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah. Thank you for the nice presentation. I got excited after 2 sleeping sessions in the morning.
Thank you.
Anyway, one of the teachers told me this story. She asked the students in the primary school to draw a picture of the chicken, the hen. And one of the students drew a picture of the chicken that you get in the supermarket, the one packed chicken in the, like, the one packed chicken ready for sale. And she was surprised how it happens. You talk about subconscious mind. This student used to go to shopping with all the parents and her relatives, all the shopping malls. This is the chicken that she has seen. She has not seen a real chicken in her life. So this is how subconscious mind is affecting. You are very right. But when you are using this technology, it is very good application that you are talking about. This book is very good.
Yeah.
But when people learn a lot of things from their surroundings, their family, their teachers, like you're talking about a robot teacher.
Yes.
We learn, I still respect my teacher who taught me in the primary class.
Yes.
Because we get a lot of values from them, lot of good guidance from a teacher.
Yeah.
So, are we not, I mean, this is good that we are using technology, but we should not be overkilling it, isn't it?
Yes, of course. We will always need teacher. We'll have our teachers from home. The parents will be the teacher of the student. Then the environment will be a teacher of the people around it. But the schools, teacher will remain there. The skilled teacher will remain there. Only skilled teacher. All what you have said about subconscious, it will change the entire world. After 30 years from now, we will be thinking, which is the best robotic teacher, based on the information being loaded to that robotic. So today, maybe, let's say 8 years back, it's not very far, 8 years back, or let's say 100 years back, when the innovation started to come on. What about the people before that? Did they thought that we will have a light, lighting our rooms and places? Did they think about a mobile that you can talk while you are moving, while you are somewhere in India and you're talking to someone in US? That was never there. Was never there. So can we think 30 years from now or 50 years from now what we will be there? Yes, we can, because now we are in the era of innovation, and people start to think about future. For the last 100 years, people were talking about history, wars, whatever. That's the dominated thoughts and ideas. Now people talk about future. What will happen? Where we will be? This is, so many things is coming. So that's how our subconscious will be. The appreciation will be still there for the people who create this learning machine for us. They will be our teachers. Thank you. I hope I just replied. Any more questions? I will be more than happy also to.
Excuse me. I would like to answer Mr. Mittal's question about the technology. I think whether or not we introduce these plans, these games or educational games, children will definitely use technology in some or the other way. I heard about this whale, I think some blue whale game, which is spreading now. So that is dangerous for everyone. Even the children are playing those games. So rather playing, putting their head into such games, I think if we introduce more educational games, they will not have time to even spend on the other games. So that would be more informative and educational, and it will give more information on education, and it will teach something more than going ahead with the other games. So I think technology, what he said, it's a brilliant idea, and we need to actually introduce more educational games and information apps wherein students can use these. Well, they will not have time for other activities.
Definitely, I agree.
I also agree with you, and I appreciate your response. Just adding to this, basically my intention was, as Mr. Abdullah said in the end, that's it good to have something which actually teaches parents that how to make use of the technology by the kids, so that we can actually teach them also that how to use technology. Basically, when we give some as a gadget to kids, so what happens is, obviously from a business perspective, it is very good and the business will definitely grow also. But from the the social perspective or from the parenting perspective, so what happens is we give them one thing, then there are 10 other things to be done. So as you said about the game, they get into the gaming, they get into the YouTube videos, which may be helpful, which may not be helpful. So just if somebody, I'm not sure, somebody should think from that perspective that there should be something which actually should talk about that how to use technology from a parenting perspective, how to use technology from work perspective, how to use technology from the kids perspective, so that before we get into technology, we have a clarity that, okay, if I'm working as a corporate person, then I need to have a restriction, like Mr. Abdullah said about subconscious. If I'm using it as a kid, then this is where my restriction is. We bring people into technology, but there is no end to it. There is no full stop. We need to put that full stop by teaching them that, okay, you are at this level and this needs to be understood properly.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Totally, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And one more, small point here. Now, when did the technology start to boom? Can anyone answer? When did we start having this technology and the very, easy access to information? When did we start? Sorry? Yeah, 1995 we started with the Microsoft and the computers, but actually we have started 2007 when the Bill Gates came up with the iPhone, and that was the boom of the information. Everyone gets the information. Yes, there was a technology there, but the access was limited to certain people who has computers, who can go to yes, it was there. But today is different. So we have 10 years now, 2007, 2017. It's 10 years. We still need more time to be mature, because 10 years is nothing. It's still more time to once we get to that level, then things will start to change. People will come with the good things. Yeah, there will always be a bad thing, but yeah, we will be used to it. Yeah.
I have one thing to show that technology about. So we all are on live. So this itself is showing that if technology is not there, across the world people are watching us. And thank you so much. Thanks for your wonderful presentation. And education level, he is also doing quite a lot from this world. So definitely IBMC will support you, and that's why this topic specifically given to him. He is the person who can able to handle this topic. Please give a big round of applause to him.
Thank you very much. Once again, I would like to thank you for your attention and for your questions. I would like to thank IBMC a lot. We are, day after day, we are working closely and we are trying to bring these ideas into action. Thank you very much.
Please stay back. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdullah, for your time. Now, the next speaker we have is Advocate Binoy Sasi, International Lawyer, DIFC, India High Court, Partner Benz, IBMC International Law and Compliance Center. We'll have a talk on IBMC Corporate Sponsorship Program for UAE and UAE India, bilateral investment treaty and legal protections for the foreign investments in India. I call upon Advocate Binoy Sasi to be on the stage. Advocate Binoy Sasi enrolled in Bar Council of Kerala on 2002 and practiced at Honorable Sorry for the inconvenience. At Honorable High Court of Kerala, High Court of Chennai and Bangalore. On 2007, shifted to Dubai and obtained legal consultancy license from Dubai Government Legal Affairs Department and entitled to practice at Dubai International Finance Center, DIFC, Courts and Dubai International Arbitration Center, DIAC. On 2012 onward, serving Indian Workers Resource Center under Indian Embassy as a legal counselor. Mr. Binoy is offering volunteer service as a legal counselor to IWRC for the past 5 years and provided legal advice and service to overcome the issues of over 5,000 Indian expats in UAE. As a legal counselor of IWRC UAE, Mr. Binoy coordinated with Indian Embassy and Consulate and released over 200 blue-collar Indian workers from UAE jails over the last 5 years. On behalf of Consular General of India, UAE, Mr. Binoy conducted weekly visits to over 300 labor camps to give legal awareness and support to over 1.5 lakhs Indian laborers working in UAE. Mr. Binoy have given the support to Indian Embassy to publish guidelines for Indians, a guideline for any NRI visiting or residing in UAE. He is the pioneer in authoring the book Cyber Laws at High Court of Kerala in the year 2002, and he is one of the faculty for the statutory training for the newly selected municipal magistrate at High Court of Kerala for the Subject Information Technology Act and relevant provisions of IPC and Evidence Act and e-commerce in the year 2004. He is the member of Kerala High Court Advocates Association, India International ADR Association, and member of International Bar Association. He is one among the 4 of International Court Practicing License holder for Asia. I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, we can start our legal section. Actually, maybe it is a boring subject, but it is a main requirement to protect the money both in India and UAE for the investors. Recently, in the UAE, all the companies law get amended on 2015. So all the entire the system is now in the stage of a transformation. For easy reference, I can compare the old law and the new law. So that means you can easily understand what is the difference happening to the companies, commercial companies law of UAE. As per the new law, the holding companies can conduct business activities through their relevant subsidiaries. But the old company law not permitted to do this activity. Second is the obligations of the manager. Now it is new law is very strict in the case of managers who is the owners or maybe the authority to sign on behalf of the companies. We must preserve the rights under the company, and also the company's memorandum association exempting any clause for the managers to reduce this liability is void. But the old law only limited obligations for the managers. This is a very important feature for the new law. As per the Ministry of Economy, there must be a company's register to be take care of all the accounts and share transfer of the companies. In the old law, there is no such register to look after that. Now the account requirements, all the companies must keep their accounts for minimum 5 years, and also it must be with the international standards. But the old law, it is not compulsory. But the new law is not applicable to free zone, except some cases. But the old free zone laws is now going on in all the Emirates of UAE. And the old company law excluded the federal cabinet and companies operating certain oil and gas and power sectors. But the new company law, that is owned by federal or local government companies, and such companies operating certain oil, gas and power sectors in which federal local government are to indirectly host 25%. This is the new amendment regarding the exemption for the new companies law. This is a very important feature of the new company law. In the LLC company, a single person can be the owner of the LLC company without a local sponsor. It is very turning point of this legal system, company system. But the company, for example, if there is a name of the company, a particular name, say A, then you have to add the name of the person, the owner of the company, with the name of the company and LLC. So this is only the difference in the name. From the name, we can say that the name of the person also included in the name of the company. So one person can hold 100% of share without a sponsorship. But now it is giving to GCC nationals, but they will give to all the nationals very soon. This is very important one for the new LLC company. This pledging of shares. Here the new company law permitted those shareholders to pledge shares or mortgage their shares, and it must be notarized. old company, there is no such provision for permitting to pledge the shares. And the same also with the managers. There is a limit for the old company for the managers' numbers, but there is no limit for the managers for the new company law. And also by the competition clause, the managers of the company cannot hold shares of the other company that is competent, and also to be very strictly to be deal with the companies. And also this is a valuation of shares. Now the shares either by agreement to be approved by the DED, that is there is a register there, or by the finance consultant approved by the DED. The valuation is to be done by this manner of the new companies. In the old law, shareholders can decide their value. That is a major difference. And also in the joint stock companies and the private stock companies, the limit of the capital increased from the 2 million to 10 million, 5 million to 30 million. And also the minority shareholders is their rights and their accounts is very strictly protected according to the new law. That is in the old law there is fairly limited protection for the minorities. Here though, without minorities, even if this is 1% or 5%, without their consent or without their proper auditing to show the accounts, they cannot transfer or they cannot take decisions on behalf of the minority shareholders. But old law, there is no protection for the minor shareholders of the company. There is another feature is the rotation of the auditors. The board of directors can nominate the directors, managers for general assembly, and this auditors can be is coming as a rotation not exceeding for 3 years. And also the persons or the groups can take over the shares of the securities that can be convertible to stocks in the share capital of a public stock company with all resolution issued by the Securities and Commodities Authority. In the old law, there is no explicit provision for taking over this shares. For the private stock companies, more than 75% shareholders, the Minister of Economy shall issue a resolution concerning corporate governance framework. There is no provision for the old law. And also new law, there's a bankruptcy law out of this year. So the companies are facing any financial difficulty, that there's a protection for them to not to go for jail for the check return cases. And the court appointed the 2 trustees to check the company accounts, report the court, and the court decide whether to go to bankruptcy or restructuring or save the company from the criminal matters. So it is a new one in concurrence with this new company law. Another important main factor to protect our investments in the UAE, it is a very controversial subject. 51% of our shares to go to the local sponsor for LLC company. Only 49 can we hold. But the majority of the companies, 100% of money invested by the foreign investor. A local sponsor get the 51% of share without investing any money. This is actual facts happening here in the UAE. Here, the article number 395 of the Code of Civil Transaction Code protect the right money of the foreign investor here. So there have been 2 contracts. The 2 contracts, one contract that we signed in the notary saying that 15% of shares belong to the local sponsor, 49 to the investor, and the profit sharing maybe 80-20 or 90-10, whatever maybe we can put but the shares belongs to 15% of share belong to the local. This can be superseded by a supplementary contract. That supplementary contract saying that this local sponsor agreed in the contract that all the 100% of the money invested by this investor and foreigner in the company. I invested no money in the company, provided I am the sponsor and I am eligible to get only some fees for the sponsorship, and I issue power of attorney to the investor to all the powers that can do on behalf of this sponsor for the 15% of share. When the two contract will come to clash in the court, maybe case will come, the court will also consider the true contract, provided the true contract must contain all words, conditions in the true sense. So that the power of attorney cannot be cancelled. We can put a condition in the agreement. The sponsor will not cancel power of attorney until the investor gets his full money. So this is a valid contract. So in this way, we can protect our full investment in the LLC company in the UAE. This is a decision of Supreme Court of Dubai regarding the supplementary agreement cases, decisions regarding. So this is the advantages for the supplementary agreement. The LLC company with the full rights of the operation get to the investor. This is automatically renewal, and also capital 100% this belongs to the investor. 100% profit also we can take. The power of attorney can use to do the activities. Banking operation, fund transfer can 100% control. And we can mortgage, borrow in the company name. But change the UAE sponsor at any time. We can put a new sponsor because already he gave power of attorney to us to go to sign on behalf of him. So we can change him at any point of time without his consent. Then winding up distribution, all we had 100% control. All asset properties, rights and duties control, everything goodwill that we can keep. No rights for legal heirs because the condition he agreed that my legal rights, legal heirs has only right for my sponsorship fees if not paid. Same of the UAE national, 50% even he have 50% of share, he is not liable for any loss. He is exempt from any loss of the company, and he get the annual remuneration and obtain Dubai documents hand out Indian corporate clause. So next, from here, if anybody investing with India, there is India now giving the legal protection for the investors from the UAE or anywhere in the world. There is a uniform treaty, bilateral treaty signed by our Prime Minister with all the countries regarding the investment protection, legal protection. There is a India-UAE bilateral treaty for the legal protection for the foreign investments in India. It is a uniform treaty signed by India, all the countries for the investments in India. As for the existing system, we have a three-tier system. First of all, we have to file the case in district court. Then we have to appeal to High Court. Then lastly, file to Indian Supreme Court. In this system, major drawback is delay in the cases. Secondly, first court judgment may be reversed by the appeal court. Maybe appeal court will again reverse judgment when the Supreme Court. So there is no consistency for the result of the case in India. And also, in order to delay, that is a very major stumbling block for the investors, for the legal system or legal framework of India. So this is to be covered in this bilateral treaty. There is an alternate system that we introduced in the bilateral treaty is the arbitral tribunal, forming of international arbitral tribunal. The constitution of the tribunal is the same like international arbitration. There must be 3 arbitrators. One arbitrator is to be nominated by the host country. Another one arbitrator is by the investor country. The 2 arbitrators will choose the 3rd one, the presiding arbitrators, or we can say a chief justice, umpire. That must be from a neutral country. The rules of the arbitration in accordance with the United Nations Commission on International Trade Laws. If any of the agreement does not contain any of the laws, then it will be according to the law of the country. And also the seat of the arbitration, if we can mention where the UAE, where anywhere the place we can mention the seat of the arbitration. If not mentioned, the seat of arbitration may be the capital of the city or state of India where the investment is already done. So this system has many advantages because there is no provision for appeal on the merit of the case. So that arbitration can be finished within a 6 months or 1 year. So advantages is a time bound. There is no appeal on the merit. That means the consistency in the decisions. And also it can execute internationally because it is decided according to international law. But old system, we cannot decide, we cannot tell the time when it finish. And also there is no consistency in the judgment and there is no choice of law. And also during international execution, a conflict of law may occur. So this is the new legal system, how to protect the investments of foreigners in India. Any question regarding the matters? I can clear you. Any? You tell I can clear you. Exactly, right. Right.
Issues related to the bankruptcy.
Right.
So what is the current status? What is the current status of this bankruptcy law? And what is the situation according to you? Is it the right time to go for new investments?
Yes, the bankruptcy law come into force on 2017 January 1st. Now nearly it is going on. It is a step-by-step procedure. First of all, you have to approach the Dubai court to apply for the bankruptcy. Dubai court will appoint 2 experts, trustee. Trustee is start to study the accounts of the company. Maybe it takes 6 months to 1 year. So now the first stage is going on. The result is not adopted because the law came recently. It's going on now. No decisions come from the court for this bankruptcy laws. Maybe take 1 year.
Is that the reason why some of the distressed businessmen run away from this country without facing the court or going to
that not related to bankruptcy law. That is the that runaway matters will come in later. You know, before that, before bankruptcy law come, one is check bounce. He is blacklisted. He cannot take another loans or he cannot move. He will go to jail. For the bankruptcy law, protect this person from going to jail. And there is a chance for the company for getting to restructuring the loan. And these experts will study how we can solve the problem. Then, according to their report, court decide whether this to be go to bankruptcy or it has to be restructuring.
But if one businessman who is running a smooth business has one check bouncing case, he goes to the jail. Then entire business collapses after that. he cannot get the money that somebody owes him,
Right.
the checks due to him.
Right.
So this is a chain reaction and it ends up in the total collapse of the business.
Yes.
Is there a solution for that? In the
Exactly. There is a solution for the bankruptcy law. When the court appointed expert, until the expert submit a report, the criminal case or against him suspended by the court for temporary period. He can't go to jail. He can run the company.
Good afternoon, sir. We are now new law is coming for VAT is coming from next year, 1st January next year is going to be have. So will it affect any investor because of this VAT or in terms, two terms, whether it is out of free zone or inside the free zone? How it will affect? So just we would like to have some more clarity because
you're talking about LLC company? LLC company
LLC
inside the free zone.
Yeah. Miss, what will the what we say effect on LLC company and what will be effect on this free zone company?
No, the new law only for the LLC company, not only the entire UAE. The free zone laws is the old laws there, but some amendment already made according to the new law that LLC free zone companies LLC can also operate in the mainstream if there is a sponsor for that.
But is this clarity on that matter? What percentage there? How it is going?
No, percentage is same. 15% is there. 15% is there. 49 is there. There is no change in that percentage. But how we can get control over this 15%? That we have to take a power of attorney from the sponsor that he has given all his powers to the investor to mortgage a share, to transfer the share, sell the share, to take a full profit. Everything he given the power. This power of attorney anytime he can cancel. So in the supplementary agreement, he agreed that I will not cancel this until for the particular time, or we can say until the consent from the investor. So that investor can protect his full investment money in the LLC company.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
I have a question here. Okay. Okay. I want to know about the free zone and the LLC. For example, there's a small business with free zone, Ajman free zone, to be precise. And for example, there is a check bounce and the license is suspended. Now, if the license is suspended, can the owner of that particular company approach for business to other companies, or is it that it is suspended so that owner will not be able to use that license?
No, actually, if there is a criminal case came upon the sponsor or the investor, surely it will come into blacklist. At that time, he can take a bail. He can substitute another person for the to remove the blacklist from it temporarily. He can come out from the blacklist and he can do the activities.
So that owner will not be able to register another company in LLC.
Yes, cannot, because his name is in the blacklist. So first of all, if he had no money to pay to the bank for the check case, he can take the bail for that purpose to substitute another passport, or then he can temporarily he will remove from that blacklist and he can do the business.
Okay, but my question is, if there is one check bounce
Yes.
and the license is suspended,
Yes.
so unless the license is activated, the owner will not be able to approach other businesses. So how will the income come in? How will the owner be able to clear his debts with the free
I
zone?
understand. In Dubai, now it is a one-day court, 24 hours court. That means there is no bail. There is no provision for bail now. You have to surrender the polio court, and the next day you can clear the case and come out and remove names from the blacklist. You can operate. 24 hours will only need for that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sir, one small question.
Okay.
So I have a confusion basically. Being an Indian accountant, I have a couple of clients who are willing to invest in UAE. So we have been talking to, I understand from IBMC also and from my experience on Google also that it's good to have a free zone entity, because where you can own 100% of it, and LLC we need, as you also told, that 51% has to be through local. So basically from that perspective, like overall our research, my research says, limited research understanding says that that if we make a LLC company that has more impact and that has more business strengthen as a frame of mind in Dubai as compared to a free zone entity, that you are able to do a business having a local person along with you in a more good manner and in a more smoother manner as compared to a free zone company. So is it a myth or it is actually a reality?
No, actually the free zone company 100% ownership you can active in the free zone area. If you want to get to the the mainstream, 100% of ownership we can keep, provided 51% of share only to the local LLC company, that we can supersede by this agreement. Or there is a new provision now for one person can hold 100% of the share in the LLC in the mainstream. This is the provision now, new law already there. But till now they are giving to GCC nationals only. Maybe later stage it will give to all other nationalities.
We have one more question that is from, because our session is being telecasted online in YouTube. Right. I have got a call from one of the viewer who has seen the session. Okay. And he's asking that there are many runaway cases already from UAE. Right. And the reason was that the credit crunch which they faced, and currently the people are there in India or other countries. And they have the asset base back in India and they are ready to settle the same thing. But how this bankruptcy rule can help them in settling all the issues and coming back here?
The bankruptcy rule is applicable only the persons who have coming defaulters on 2017 January 1st. The person who are run away before 2017 January 1st cannot be applicable for the new bankruptcy law. So that is, if they are run away in India, they can appoint their attorney, give power of attorney to the bank, and we can negotiate to the bank. But bank can restructure the amount or making a OTS, one-time settlement scheme, according to the old provisions of the law, still going on. But the new bankruptcy law suspended the criminal check cases. That is only after the 2017 January onwards cases only. Not the old one. Runaway cases is runaway, already had to be approached the bank for settlement.
Any other questions?
Sir, is there anything regarding to AML which has been implemented in Dubai, UAE basically, anti-money laundering? Is there any law with respect to anti-money laundering which is...
Yes, there is anti-money, anti-laundering laws there. Money laundering laws there, restricted laws there. And also new for this prevention, India PAN number is now going to ask all banks for Indians here. You have to provide your PAN number.
Thank you, Advocate Binoy, for your wonderful interactive, wonderful interactive session. My question is, there is a belief among expats that even after forming free zone companies, they can act in the mainland. So, if a free zone company wants to do business in the mainland, what is the procedure? What are the procedures?
As per the new law, the free zone company or the subsidiaries can hold the shares of the LLC company in the mainland.
So,
you can operate the same name and operate.
Just one more question.
Yes.
Is only that an option, or can they come forward with, wherever it is possible, whether they can form a sole proprietorship and do business within the mainland?
No, sole proprietorship not come with the LLC. Sole proprietorship is according to the local sponsor. That means like we can have like a manager. We can go work as a manager and take power of attorney from the local sponsor for the operation, entire operation. That is sole. That is the law for the sole establishment. You can put your whatever the company name. But if there is a company in the free zone, you want to act, you want to do the same activities in the mainland. Now, according to new law, it is possible.
Okay.
Possible, because you can use the same entity as a holding of the LLC company here, okay, and you can operate.
but then while doing the business in the mainland,
Yes.
The profit will have to be shared to the entity in the mainland.
No, no need. Because you can operate the bank account in the same company name, provided in the mainland, this is to be as a LLC company. This LLC company holding the 100%, 49% of shares can hold by this free-zone company, the same name. Because free-zone company come under the LLC. That is the new law, amendment law, as per the new company law.
Okay.
It come in the frame of the LLC company.
Why would you say that the free zone company, the owner of the free zone company, why would he not have the right to start a sole proprietorship or a civil works company?
Yes,
Why?
that is in the name. That is Article 71, 72. One single person can hold 100% share.
No, that is for UAE nationals alone.
No. It is for the all. There is no nationality mentioned in the law. It is for all. But practically now they are giving to the GCCs first. This.
All right.
Now GCC is going on. Maybe next year, maybe it could all like.
But as of now, it is only for.
As per the law, nothing mentioned about any nationality. This is to all, general.
No, as of now, it is only for the.
No, practically they are now giving to GCC. They start to give to the GCC.
I see.
Nationals.
And so, what about the sole proprietorship? See, if a company which is doing consultancy business within the free zone,
Yes.
and if they want to do
The mainland. Yes.
is it not possible for them to
No,
establish
now the new
as a
law
sole,
is possible. 71, 72 article saying that a single person can make ownership of 100% LLC, provided a name to be mentioned in the name of the license, name of the name. Before LLC, or to mention the person's name.
Oh, I understand. So the question is whether that company can form a civil works company, whether it is possible to form a civil works company and do the
LLC company they can form.
And they only need to have a local service agent for that.
No need a local service agent. 100% and single owner can make the company here Dubai LLC company. Article 71, you can read 72 stating. But now practically they are giving only to GCC now. Because the law is saying nothing about GCC or UAE national or Indian, nothing else. To all, general. But practically, no, it is not, it will come gradually. They are implementing it gradually, it is implementing. Now it is for the GCC they are giving. Other nationality is not started.
I see.
This is a good law because one single person can be the owner of the 100% of the LLC company. Same LLC. You can operate LLC.
One person company.
One person, yes.
Thank you very much, Advocate
right?
Binod.
Yeah, Mr. Binoy, I have one more question.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Now I am a businessman here.
Okay.
I have offices in many GCC countries.
Okay.
I have business, maybe healthcare, money exchange,
right.
Supermarket.
Right.
So many countries I have operation. All of a sudden there is a geopolitical issue. Okay. And I'm supposed not to do business with that particular country.
For example, Qatar.
Yeah,
you can say.
Now, a lot of companies, Indian companies especially, are facing this problem.
Right.
So what is the legal implication? Like, you take any major Indian companies here, they have operation in all of these countries. It is considered to be a GCC market.
It is a very good question.
So what is the implication? How do I do business without getting into problems?
Yes. Suppose if a person have to start business, we are now discussing about how we can go to from the starting the business investments in all countries. Also, new legal framework. I will tell you. Also, new framework. DFC courts, the international courts, has civil and commercial jurisdiction to enter the globe. If you start the company or invest in all the national, whatever GCC, Qatar, whatever maybe, if you put the clause, any dispute arising out of this business to be decided by the DFC courts of Dubai, all the investments is protected under a single law, common law. That can be executed in all the world. It's international jurisdiction. So we are advising to all the clients who are coming to the investment in the UAE, both Saudi Arabia, GCC, Australia, America, you have to go to the single legal system, DFC courts. Or you can put in the DFC arbitration also. So that means all the investments, all the laws will come under the one single legal system, common law in English. So problems can be solved by this only. So local laws will not applicable for their investments. Same like India also, uniform law.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Binoy, for coming and sharing this wonderful, session on legal compliance. I would like to ask you, the basic definition of LLC was where there will be two shareholders in a company, right? Now, when you say that there will be a single 100% shareholder, how do you call that as an LLC then?
So, limited liability company means you have to, whatever the capital, your liability is limited to that capital. Say 300,000 dirhams. That can be invested by one person. So, one person is the company. 100% ownership by that person's name. To identify that company, in the name, after the name of the company, you have to mention the name of the owner, who is the investor's name, plus LLC.
So, you're saying the title should include the name
exactly.
of the...
Title should come including the name plus the name of the investor.
Okay, going back to the other lady who spoke about a check return and the impact of a check return on the business in itself.
Right.
My understanding, being a banker, was the central bank imposes a kind of default blacklist
M credit
when there are 4 check returns.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't know the current stance on check return.
Right.
Is it applicable even on one check return? If there is a case against...
No, minimum 3 checks they are required to bounce. Then only the bank will put in the blacklist or to stop the issuing more checks. But now the new bankruptcy law covers this also. New bankruptcy law, even how many checks are returned, that is immaterial. Because court give a protection for you to run the business without going to jail.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
We have one more audience question which has come through online. Right. How important is it to register a will in UAE?
There is in UAE, there is two type wills you can register. One is according to the Sharia law will, according to the federal court. In Dubai, if the property is in Dubai and if the property is in Ras Al Khaimah, you can register the common law will in the DIFC courts, international courts, DIFC courts. That's according to the law, common law. So you can give the will according to all you wish. But in Sharia, that can't be according to UAE inheritance law. So there are 2 types of wills. So but property must be in Dubai or property in Ras Al Khaimah can only register in the DIFC court for the non-Muslims.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Binoy. Yeah. Thank you very much for enlightening us. Please join us and request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly hand over the memento to Mr. Binoy.
Actually, in 2014, we have set IBMC and Ben's Legal and Compliance Division in India and UAE. So, Mr. Binoy is heading legal part and myself for compliance. So, any question related to that company setup or this legal matters, anytime you can shoot up that email to IBMC. We will be clarifying that answers also. Thank you so much. Thanks to Binoy. Wonderful presentation.
Thank you very much. We had an interactive session, and I'm sure there's a lot of download and there's a lot of information. And of course, everybody sitting here will be waiting for the lunch break. So we're breaking now for lunch. So I hope you enjoy lunch, and we will be back at 2:30. Thank you.
Please join us for the lunch. And meantime, anybody wants to have a one-to-one interaction with any of the speakers in the morning session, please contact our registration counter. We will arrange in our B2B lounge the individual sittings, and you can clarify any further doubts in the one-to-one meeting. Please join us for the lunch. Thank you.
IBMC UAE.